Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Al Stock Trades. This is going to be a nice short video, just macro, talking about inflation and just this wonderful Renaissance Technologies, really wonderful hedge fund here that's been performing really well over the years by Jim Simmons, world-renowned technologist, created a software that was able to quant trade and outperform. Even Warren Buffett is impressed. So how you doing? Ayo, how are you doing? All right. So what do we see here in this graph? Okay. We see Renaissance Technology trend of current shares and average share price paid over time. So if you look at the blue line here, the blue line is the average share price paid. So as you know, Clover has been going down, right? We all know this part, right? And unfortunately, when the stock goes down, retail investors sell, right? But this is a pure proof example that shows you the red line. So what is the red line? That's the current shares held by Renaissance Technology. As the share price decreases, you get an increase in the shares bought by this, let's call it a hedge fund, right? It is a hedge fund, right? So as the share price goes down, they buy more. If my favorite t-shirt that I like goes down in price, I want to buy more of these t-shirts, right? But unfortunately, when it comes to stocks, people don't do that because they don't know what a stock is. I was at the gym the other day, and I was speaking to, again, he's not like, I'm not trying to make fun of this guy. He's a hardworking American, just a normal dude, right? Just trying to make a living. And we were just talking in the sauna. And the guy said, Chipotle stock is so expensive. It's a $2,000 stock. And I said, do you think Chipotle is worth more than Apple? He's like, yeah, man, Apple's $180 stock. Chipotle is $2,000, man. Chipotle is way more expensive. I'm like, you're telling me if I was to buy Chipotle outright right now, you're telling me Chipotle would cost more money than a burrito company. And he doesn't understand, even though I spell Chipotle, he doesn't understand market cap. So Chipotle is sitting at $2,000, $2,300. Its market cap is $63 billion, 63.69, right? And he said that Apple is worth less than Chipotle. I mean, I don't blame the guy. If you just look at the stock price, Apple's trading at $195, and then Chipotle is at $2,300. So of course you think it's more expensive. But if you look at the market cap of Chipotle, it's 3.02. It's $3 trillion. So, you know what I mean? So of course, Chipotle is not worth more than Apple. Because the problem is, what is a market cap? Market cap is, the share price multiplied by the outstanding shares. But most people don't know what outstanding shares is. So the same thing goes here. Most folks don't know about a company. They don't know how to evaluate it. So when the price goes down, they think it's bad, right? Many people think that Mullen is a better stock than Clover because it's a $7 stock. It's not a penny stock, isn't it? But if you look at the market cap, Mullen, that has, I don't even think it has even revenue. I haven't checked in like a year, is a $42 million market cap versus Clover is I think last time I checked it was 460, right? 486, my apologies. Off by 20 million. Okay, so the point that I'm trying to make here is that lots of people are just misinformed, which is okay. It's good for us that know about the market because we have an edge over him along with all the stock terminal data we have. These people are going to invest their money in, at a high valuation, and we wait till it goes down, and we wait till it goes down. Retail investors sell their shares, and hedge funds and people like us buy their shares, right? Stock goes down, retail investors sell because they follow the stock price. That's how they follow it. And then hedge funds buy and we buy. Okay. And then the same thing is going to happen. Stock price is going to go up and we sell, right? So So, and again, you go anywhere on YouTube, you go anywhere on CNN Business, CNBC, no one's going to show you this information, but it's so blatantly clear, right? No one's going to basically graph this for you and explain it to you and give you the methodology. It's the psychology of money. And America wants you to be the psychology of working 9 to 5 for the rest of your life and work for scraps and not be financially independent and always have to chase that carrot in a hamster wheel. I mean, I was working with internal medicine doctors that were saying I'm on a hamster wheel, right? I'm literally just working to make money, and it's just a hamster wheel, right? And there is no joy in medicine anymore, given the whole pre-authorizations and all the other crap that doctors have to deal with. But again, what I'm trying to tell you is not even doctors are free because they don't understand business. Okay. So one individual here, Julio, longtime subscriber and member, I hold 55,000 shares at 1.7 average, and I'm getting tired of waiting. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Do you think Renaissance Technology is getting tired of waiting? They're increasing, right? And they're holding too, right? So I think if you go to the technicals real quick, we have somewhat of a minor breakout here. I wouldn't call it much, but we're setting ourselves up for a potential breakdown or breakout on February. Usually they're going to report maybe towards the end of February. And we believe that once they get their guidance, we're going to have a little bit more information on what's going on, number one. And then we're going to go in and hopefully by Q1 of 2024, we might actually be able to scrape at that free cash flow positivity. All I know is that this is good to me. I'm expecting to see proof of concept by this year, but most definitely I'm expecting to see the fruit, at least one of them, by 2026. 2026, like I said, this is 2025, 2026, right? I've always given those years, 2025, 2026. 2026 is going to be the year because I think that's when they're going to get back up to that 3.5 stars. They're getting paid 3.5 now. 2025 will be 3, which they're prepping for right now. And then 2026 is when they get back to 3.5. And hopefully by then, they might be able to go back into ACO depending on their situation. Okay. At least that's from what they were saying in their last report here. So, Sean here, the market doesn't care what degree you have. And then we are groomed from the moment we are born till we are adults to be enslaved by corporations, escape the trap. Absolutely. Just to be clear, also longtime member. So this is the thing right now, guys, is I'm confused, Sean. What do you mean by degree? Are you in response to Renaissance? I think I agree with your statement. The market doesn't give a shit about who you are, right? You could be homeless on the street. It doesn't. The world doesn't care, right? Reminds me of a movie that was a really crazy movie. Not a big movie, but it was a low budget movie I saw. It was really great. That talked about that. Those tend to be the ones that really teach the most lessons, because they have to compensate for the low budget, I guess. But exactly, no, they don't care, right? So the stock price is going down. Retail investors have definitely sold out. I mean, you speak to retail investors and they're telling you, "Oh man, Clover's stupid," right? Ugh. Like they want to throw up, right? Right? Excuse my little sound effect there, right? But then then you see this Renaissance Technology company. They're like, "Oh, we'll take your puke, right? We'll take your bad shares, right?" So that's kind of what it is, No, of course, Julio. That's why we want to show this data here because this is what I like to see. I mean, honestly, guys, that's why Elon Musk likes X, right? It's just X is such a beautiful. It's the cross section of life, right? This is what you want to see. You want to see the share price go down, and you want to see people that have way more money than we've ever seen in our lives, billions of billions. I feel like Donald Trump, billions of billions of billions of dollars, increase their position, right? And again, the data doesn't lie. This data doesn't lie. I understand, the stock price is going down. I mean, today it's not, right? But let's zoom out. And I get it. The stock price is going down. It's going to hell. It's going to hell. I mean, if you look at this from someone who doesn't know nothing about stocks, you look at this, you're like, oh my God. Clover hits all-time low. Oh my God, this is a terrible, terrible company. You know what I mean? But then you look at this, you're like, wait a minute, stock price is going down, but these hedge funds are increasing their share price. So, if this doesn't, open up a light bulb in your head, then I don't know what will. But overall, you can go ahead and follow institutional buys and sells of Clover on our stock terminal and take a look for yourself and other stocks that you want to look at. And, we have access to over 2.5 billion outputs. Again, the whole point is to democratize retail investing. I mean, I get it. Robinhood did a wonderful job, but Robinhood just gives you the price and some BS, right? I feel like it's just another avenue to screw up retail investors for them to buy stupid companies and then have hedge funds take the money from them. I mean, this is pure robbery. Retail investors buy high, sell low. Institutional investors, they trickle down what they're buying. They don't have a lot, but then they increase they have like 10 million shares now. 10 million shares. I mean, 10 million shares right now. Let's say the stock goes up to $10. That 10 million turns into $100 million. Right? And if this thing does become a disruptor, in fact, one amazing individual here on our stock terminal, Fergalicious, that's my nickname for you. He posted this on our stock terminal, and Fergie, he said, Medicare Advantage enrollment 2024 on publicly traded insurers. And, top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clover's top 5 versus all the ones down here. Right. And then we know why it's negative 1,660, because they're focusing on profitability. And now they're going to focus on membership retention. And then they're going to shift to growth. While Humana and United Healthcare, we talked to you guys about that. We talked to you about how they're increasing their medical costs, how it's more expensive for them, right? How they don't know how to take care of these sick people and give them better health care. The only way they have is just get more healthy people to offset the sick people. And that's not healthcare, that's sick care. Okay. So overall, folks, I hope that this is clear. I might print this and put it on my refrigerator, right? Because sometimes, don't I like, sometimes I'm like, damn, man, right? I'm gonna tell you something, guys. It is so easy to hold a stock. Let me just tell you from my experience, because I've made a lot of mistakes. And I should probably make a list of all the mistakes I made 10 years ago when I first started. I mean, guys, you guys are way better off than me 10 years ago. I'll tell you that. Okay. When I like looking at this stock price going down, the hardest part is not the price going down and the whole market going down. And disagree with me right now. Disagree with me to my statement right now. The hardest part about holding a stock that's going down is if other stocks go up. That is the poison. That is the rat poison of retail investors. I mean, stock prices go down. We got, Bitcoin here popping off, SoFi popping off, Palantir popping off, all these things popping off, and you're just sitting here. That's why diversification is key, right? But if you're just sitting here with Clove, you're like, man, when's my turn to pop, right? And then a lot of retail investors get to a point where I can't handle it anymore. This is a lost opportunity, right? And instead of basically accumulating, just like Guion said, accumulate like them. Again, like I said, you are, again, that's why I said this whole thing is a psychology of money. Interestingly, if you haven't gotten our book, and if you have, please review our book. But if you haven't gotten our book, many people actually buy our books in combination. Again, I do not agree with this guy. That maybe this book is good, but I'll tell you something. Robert Kiyosaki's stock market, interpretation is just baloney. But look at this, guys. Some guy, I haven't read this book, but I think I'm going to read it because people that buy our book, they buy this. But it's such a good title. It's The Psychology of Money, right? This is the psychology of money. Just like what Guion said, accumulate like them. Who's them? Renaissance. Who's Renaissance?
Renaissance Technologies.
Let's Google. And let's look at net worth. Freaking mathematicians. I mean, Jim Simmons, the head is 50 billion, but he runs they have about $106 billion in management. Again, guys, you are who you hang out with. You are who you hang out with. Okay. In fact, I want to share with you something that someone sent me that I can't even believe. I'm very shocked. I'm like, holy moly. I wasn't I didn't know this, but look at this. American financial analysts, okay? I want you to look at this. The following 158 pages are in this category out of 158 total, okay? It's not 158 pages. There are 150. So there's 158 financial top people, okay? So here's Jim Simmons. He is the top person, okay? All right? Who's another famous person? Ken Griffin. And would you look at that? Who's this guy? Oh, that's me. Who the hell put me on this list? I don't even know, right? But I'm on this list with all my role models. Why? Because I dedicated my life to replicate these people. I've dedicated every fiber of my being to read about, like, not this list. Someone sent me this list, but I'm going to tell you the list I'm talking about. Hold on. Let me show you the list I'm talking about, right? Hold on. Like, I'm literally surrounded by all these people, but that's what you get when you do your homework. When you do your homework, that's what you get. People notice, okay? People know. I mean, you've seen our calls. You've seen our research. Here's what I'm talking about. This is the mastering. Let's go here. Legendary investors. Bill Ackman, Bill Miller, Bruce, Carl Icahn, Charles Munger, Chase Coleman, Chuck Ackery, David. I've studied each and every person's life here. I've tried to replicate them. And there's more. I've studied Jeff Bezos. He's not on here. I'm talking about investors. I've studied every billionaire that existed in the world. And all of them have one God. Okay. My apologies for all the religious folks, including myself. But in terms of the investing God, they have one God. And that is the God of Benjamin Graham. That is their God, right? They all follow Benjamin Graham's father of value investing ideology from 1949. And if you think that's old, then how the hell are we still a goddamn country using a constitution since 1776? Come on, guys. Let's look at one guy. David Einhorn. Let's Google him. Boom. American investor. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, you do the homework, you put in the work, you get results. That's what it is. Just like what Guion said, be like them. I worked my ass off to replicate these guys, and I've also worked my ass off to replicate the best neurosurgeons of our time. You are who you hang out with. You hang out with crap, you will become crap. You hang out with like classy people and people that think of the future, people that want to redefine the future, you will become like that. In fact, let me go ahead and let me share with you something that I find inspirational. So let me go ahead and let me stop the share of the screen, but let me share the screen for Chrome so you can see this video. Okay? So hopefully you guys can hear this.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life.
Okay, so already we got a lot of information there. By the way, this is Steve Jobs, one of the greatest entrepreneurs of our time, the greatest speakers of our time. I follow and I study every single person who's been successful. I like to study their moves, their thinking, their ideologies, their beliefs, how they talk, how they eat, how they blink their eyes, how they breathe. I study every little detail. I'm sharing you this because no one talks about this. No one communicates with, no one shares this information, right? Because it's a dog-eat-dog world, right? He says that people are told to live within a line, within a road, a boundary. There are people that you might know, hey, it might even be yourself. In fact, my significant other is in medical school now, and she has this colleague, and this colleague is like a rule follower. She's like, they said that we need to submit this at 5 p.m. I can't submit it early, at 4:30 or 4. It's too early. Okay, but why do they leave it open? Submit it early, right? People like to follow the rules, but unfortunately, people don't understand the rules were created by humans, no smarter than you. And if you become a master at something, you can recreate the rules, you can redefine the rules, and you can change the world. Let's continue to listen to Master Steve Jobs here.
Life, have fun, save a little money. But life, that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. And the minute that you understand that you can poke life and actually something will, if you push in, something will pop out the other side, that you can change it, you can mold it. That's maybe the most important thing, is to shake off this erroneous notion that life is there and you're just going to live in it, versus embrace it, change it, improve it, make your mark upon it. I think that's very important. And however you learn that, once you learn it, you'll want to change life and make it better, because it's kind of messed up in a lot of ways. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again.
Ladies and gentlemen, once you learn that, you will never be the same again. You understand that? Once you understand that if you poke life, you get a reaction. You are the determinant, the atomic being to be able to change the life around you. Most people don't get that. Most people don't get that. Once you understand that, you have the ability to change this world. I'll give you an example. I created an organization, and this organization is called the Global Neurosurgical Alliance. Right? Here's a picture of me. And it says here, 2 Arizona medical students have established, the other one is my significant other, have established a research platform that aims to facilitate global collaboration. You know how many students we have now? Let me show you the diversity we have. This is the diversity we have. We have people from all over the world in poor countries. How was I able to do that? Someone who started off from homelessness. How can someone like me create this? Create a stock terminal, create this, become an aspiring brain surgeon, graduate top of my class with 3 degrees. How was I able? Because I realized that I have the power to change reality within itself. And what I see in the future, I see Medicare Advantage being a prominent leader in healthcare. People over 65 years old, go out there, go speak to your people, go speak to your senior population that are over 65. You're going to get 2 different responses. Maybe more, but 2 main ones. You're going to say, I don't like Medicare Advantage. I like traditional Medicaid. Okay, those folks, unfortunately, don't make enough to be able to afford Medicare Advantage. They like traditional Medicaids, and sometimes they're essentially they are misinformed. But a lot of them are going to say, oh yeah, I'm in a Medicare Advantage plan. I'm in a Medicare Advantage plan. Just like how if you were to go to The Big Short, when they were walking down the street and watching all the houses being sold around the area, like, oh my God, America's headed to a disaster. We got to short the housing, right? We're watching all these people. Go talk to your seniors. Go talk to them. Ask them, hey, I'm just curious. I study insurances and I want to, know a little bit more. It's a little bit easier for me because I can tell them, hey, I'm going to be a future physician, and I just want a little bit more, learn a little bit more about this, and then, right? But you go on, just like Daniel Ives was able to predict Apple when it was trading in the $20 region. He went out there in the Apple store and watched clients and customers of Apple, spoke to them. Why do you like Apple? You got to get foot and feet on the ground. You are who you hang out with. And that's why people in our stock terminal members, I've seen the growth. And guess what? We haven't even finished beta access. I'm not even done with my mission into taking this from 0 to 100. Anywho, let's go to the comment sections. We'll go from there. The lucky lady. Oh, or unlucky. We don't know about Al's bad habits off stream. Honestly, man, I do like to eat chocolate. That's my bad habit. I eat a lot of chocolate. I got to calm down on the chocolate. Are most corporations down on the stock just like retail? Yeah, of course. They just keep doubling down. That's what they do. They keep doubling down. So that's what I have for you guys. Be like them, right? I'm going to be like these people. I spent my life trying to learn these people. I spent my life trying to learn about Will Smith, Denzel Washington, all these motivational speakers. I Arnold Schwarzenegger, 5 Rules of Success. It's a mindset. Let's see if I can find it here.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Let's see if I can find it here. 5 rules. Trust yourself. Break some rules. Don't be afraid to fail. Ignore the naysayers. Oh, such good for investing. Work like hell and give something back. Luckily, now I'm at the stage of giving something back, right? You got to do all of this before you can do this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's all in the psychology of money, okay? And we're going to be here for a long time. I believe that Al Stock Trades is going to be here for the next 20, 25 years. And we're going to be here supporting our wonderful members. And we're going to continue doing our due diligence to a point where our members are going to be able to work on their own, because we're going to teach you how to fish. We want people that don't want to be spoon-fed. We want hungry people in our platform, right? Those are the types of people we want. People that like to read. People like to advance themselves. People like to scrape at the top 1% of life. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure and honor, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, in 5 years, we'll drink a beer in Miami. Absolutely. Absolutely. And number 7 takes steroids, right? Yeah, he did take steroids, I think. Yeah, that's true. And number 8 takes steroids again. Most definitely. Hopefully, we'll be able to at our golf course. We'll be able to have a nice event there. All right, folks. Pleasure and honor. Check out our links below. Our top 100 best-selling book and our coupon code New Year's for our products down below. And I'll see you on the next one.